Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Hi, it's Amy Jacobson, and my good friend Mike Lindell, you know, the MyPillow guy, has authorized me to make the best offer ever on radio, TV, or in store. For a limited time only, you can get a 2-pack of premium MyPillows for only $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow, the lowest price ever offered in the history of MyPillow. If you don't own a MyPillow yet or already know why this is the pillow everybody wants and loves because you have one, then get the best deal ever. And by the way, you can still get 30% off pet beds, mattress toppers, and those Giza cotton sheets that I love. So act now to get this brand new, absolutely lowest price ever of 2 premium MyPillows for only $69.98. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code Amy, or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201, or MyPillow.com. Use promo code Amy.
Visit MyPillow.com.
When you hire a new employee, do you really know who you're hiring? What if you could do thorough research on potential employees and avoid future HR conflicts and trouble? It may sound like a daunting task, but with ETS Intelligence LLC, it's easy to get all the info on a potential hire. ETS is one of the leading private detective and security agencies in the U.S. Their client roster includes major law firms, insurance companies, high net worth individuals, and more. Our world can be a dangerous place to live and do business in. ETS Intelligence makes you safe by specializing in complex and high-tech investigations, background checks, computer forensics, surveillance, forensic accounting, and more. Let ETS Intelligence be the vetting intelligence agency for your company or business. They also provide personal security services. ETS Intelligence LLC, owned and operated by experienced active duty law enforcement. Call toll-free 800-230-7429. 800-230-7429.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David and Gretchen will be talking about what it would look like if liberals were held to their own standards. Imagine that. Find out what Rolling Thunder plans to do if Pelosi tries to impeach Trump, and what is happening with FBI agent Peter Strzok. All that and more on tonight's On Target Radio. So give us a call at 312-642-5600 to weigh in live on the show, or go to our Facebook page, On Target Radio, and make a comment there. And remember, you can go to our YouTube channel, On Target Radio, and watch us live, or go back and view the archive version.
So, this may be the first show in 7 years we've done that we actually have a show log with nothing on it. That's
probably not the first one.
Well, we've done shows where we've had stuff on it and just ignored it. You know.
Well, right. We had the one show where the guest didn't show up, and so we
had fun.
We had it all prepared, and then we just chucked it all out the window.
People tell us that
the best shows are the ones that we literally pull out of our.
So this one has got to be meteorically phenomenal.
This is probably going to be like 2 or 3 of all time.
Yeah, this can be in the top running, definitely.
Or George will come in the door with a big hook and.
Because you lie. You were struggling all afternoon. You thought you had food poisoning.
Yeah, it's been without getting into gruesome details, I had some surgery recently, and it was sort of the mirror opposite of something I had many years ago, which I didn't even take a painkiller.
Piece of cake, yeah.
Piece of cake, cakewalk. Great surgeon. And I just, he gave me whatever drugs that I could take for pain, and I didn't even take it. It was just absolute. And I'm said, so going in today, I said, Friday morning. Yeah. I said to him, he goes, well, you all ready? I go, yeah, piece of cake, not a problem. This is going to be not a problem. It's like, I look like I got kicked by a horse. Really, I'm just a big black and blue, and it's not comfy, and I think I just want to die. But anyway, we'll and the show may go with me. You never know, right? You never know. But there it is.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah, what are you going to do? But we got some cool stuff. AOC.
The gift that keeps on giving.
The gift that keeps on giving. That's
what I
Favorite
say.
person.
Yeah, that's a good one. We'll be coming to that one. The Virginia Beach shooting thing is liberals have no shame whatsoever.
No.
This I don't even know how you pronounce it.
They don't even wait until the bodies are in the morgue.
No, they don't. They literally don't. How does she pronounce it? Ilan?
Ilan.
Yeah, okay.
Ilan Omar.
And they come out and they say, well, we need more gun control. Well, as it turns out, there is no law that would have made any difference in this whatsoever.
Nope.
That doesn't bother them. They just go racing out and trampling
That's
it.
completely beside the point.
It is.
It's an opportunity for, someone to, well, I should say another opportunity. Not that they really need any excuse, but they take it as another opportunity to, say the NRA is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to take on the NRA. We need to get rid of the NRA. Well, we fail to see what the NRA has to do with this.
I mean, that's their go-to thing every single time.
Yes.
Gun control, NRA is bad, NRA is killing people. They fail to look at what actually is the underlying cause to any of this. And if they spend as much time doing that, they could really prevent some
We
things.
might actually get somewhere.
I mean, we might actually agree on some things.
Well, and not only that, I mean, Rob was talking about that last week of, mental illness is really like the root cause of a lot of problems, this being one of them. And that's the thing that they're not really willing to talk about. That's the thing that they're not really willing to take on. And, so this person, and he was a government employee, and he was a civil engineer, so he's well educated. He wasn't an Adam Lanza. He wasn't a troubled teenager or anything like that. He had purchased his gun legally some time ago. He purchased a suppressor legally, which takes a couple $100. Application takes months to get, approval.
Almost as long as it takes to get a FOID card renewed.
Approval to do that. And I mean, all the laws that they say should be there were there. And it made no difference. He still did what he was going to do.
Well,
and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but do you see how lately these shootings are starting to fit the more common person? So now it's not the Adam Lanzas. It's the person that got their gun legally or that slipped through some loophole but originally got it legally and then all of a sudden couldn't have it and that's weird because that's kind of the laws we're working on now.
Exactly.
And there have been one conspiracy that I've been working on for a while is there have been a number of government employees. Most of them were federal government employees.
Yes.
This is a municipal government employee, but still no one's outside the reach of the FBI or whoever.
Tide Pod's kid was an FBI agent.
Whoever, wants to, find somebody to set up something like this.
Here's the thing that I find interesting. So she said, Omar, in her tweet, how much longer? She says, I'm outraged and heartbroken. How much longer will we ignore the pain of our communities? We need to immediately confront the power of the NRA and then the epidemic of gun violence in this country. Now, the reason I find that interesting is they act like the NRA is somehow its own body. Mm-hmm. The NRA are several million people in the United States. It's not like there's just this one thing. And somebody pointed this out. The NRA's been having some internal combustion engine problems lately. They've been sputtering, and there are people who say that's it, it's over, it'll die, and whatever. But as somebody pointed out, if the NRA went away tomorrow, there'd just be another NRA. It's millions of people, law-abiding gun owners, aren't going to just go, oh, well, there's no more NRA.
Yeah, we're just going to take our toys and go home.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. The power lies in the people, not in the organization.
Dana Lesh responded on Twitter, "This was a heinous tragedy. Your remarks moved me to ask, what do 5 million members of the NRA have to do with this man's crime? Was this man even a card-carrying member? His purchases were legal. Whose fault is that? And doesn't he bear any blame at all?" And, she said these are serious questions. She's not being facetious. She's not being sarcastic. These are questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, of course, Shannon Watts has to weigh in, naturally.
Has to.
And she's talking about the guy, and she says, this is the NRA's definition of a good guy with a gun until he opened fire. Well,
not really.
But gun lobbyists who help write a nation's gun laws, this is her talking, push for high-capacity magazines and deregulating silencers. This wasn't an act of nature. It was an act of legislative cowardice. That's the whole purpose of all of this stuff is to literally eliminate guns. That's all it is.
So eliminate guns. Great. Well, what happened in the European countries, in England?
Right.
Well, they use knives. What happens, when you get a truck full of fertilizer? It's not going to stop, and they don't get it. Nobody gets that. We get it, but
you know what? The problem is liberals have segmented every possible portion of this population of this country and pitted them one against the other.
Divide and conquer.
And I don't care what Hollywood and Silicon Valley says. Advertising is a multi-billion-dollar business because it works. Games where you get credit for killing cops and stealing cars and shooting people and stuff, to a young person, as an adult, if you're 25, 30, 40 years old, you've got a framework of rationality. But when a 15-year-old kid plays this game, it's like advertising. There have been some cases in these things where there's a shooter and a teacher has said, stop shooting. And I don't remember who it was. And the kid stopped. He's programmed. He's literally programmed to do this stuff.
Right. To them, it's a training video. I do like what Beth Bauman says at the end, though, and this is basically what it comes down to, what you were saying. People like Omar are taking aim at gun owners as a whole, not just as an organization, when they say they want to confront the NRA's power. So they're against every single one of us, and it's, again, that's why we have the NRA, because it helps bind us together, but if it weren't for the NRA, we would form some other organization. We're always going to stick together.
And that's exactly right. I mean, just look in Illinois. We've got multiple organizations. For whatever reason, some people don't like one, so they join another one. If they don't like any of them, they start one. I mean, it's like a bubbling cauldron. It's going to bubble forever. If they actually try and collect guns, literally go around and collect guns, that is not going to go over very well. That is just not going to go over very well. This isn't Australia, where we're conditioned to think that the needs of the government.
That the government knows better than we do.
Exactly. So, it's going to be interesting. Here in Illinois, it was very interesting.
We had some tense moments.
Some very tense moments. And that bill, what is it, 1966, I think?
Yep.
Was that it? It's in committee. They're gone till October.
Yeah.
Thank God.
We pay these people,
Summer
right?
recess.
Actually, we should pay them to not come back to October.
Well,
that's probably what we pay them
I'd be
for.
good with that.
Texas.
I'd donate some money for that.
They only work like 3 or 4 months a year in Texas.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a good idea.
It's a cush job.
Yeah.
It totally is.
Anyway, we got to take a break. When we come back, what would happen if liberals were held to their own standards? All that and more when we return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560.
The answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
Sleep myths. Watching TV. Fall asleep with the TV on. Watch TV. Helps you unwind. Just turn your brain off. Watch something light. One of the Saw movies or something.
One of the Saw movies. You told me to go see Saw, too, with my boy.
It's great. It's a nice family movie.
You didn't tell. That's what you said. It's a horror film.
It's a morality play. That's what it is.
Okay.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday morning starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
This is Dr. Howard, founder and formulator of Balance of Nature. We're changing America one life at a time.
Well, I have different vitamins I had to take because of my post-cancer, post-cardiac situation. But the Balance of Nature, that being so condensed and so natural, and is amazing stuff. I haven't felt this good in 7 or 8 years. I would not be able to do a third of any of this stuff. After I started taking Balance of Nature, I started to have more energy. It's a godsend. It really is.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, all new preferred customers will receive an additional 15% discount and free shipping on your first Balance of Nature order. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Never thought you'd make it, did you? Seems like just yesterday you were fresh out of school, barely making ends meet. Life gets busy. Years start flying by. You got married, bought a house, kids came along. Before you knew it, your new name was Grandpa. And now, retirement's almost here. Are you ready? Join Jack Taboda and the team from Taboda and Associates for an informational workshop. Learn ways to protect your money from the next stock market downturn. Learn ways to keep your assets away from unnecessary taxation. Learn how to get the most out of your Social Security benefit. Pick the day that works best for you. Go to Taboda.com, that's TEBODA.com, or call 630-883-4577 to reserve your seat. Get ready for retirement with Jack Taboda and his team at Taboda and Associates, 630-883-4577. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And we're back. I'm still standing as last man standing.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm holding up the floor, or holding down the floor.
That's good. I told him if he vomited in my car that he was going to have it cleaned.
She's merciless. I went through that thing where you at first you're afraid you're going to die, and then you're afraid you're not.
Well,
at
first you're afraid you're going to vomit, and then you're afraid you won't vomit.
Yeah, exactly. I was really
no fun.
I mean, it's not exactly something you would talk about in public, but we are. And what the heck?
It's no more public than this.
I had apparently, I probably mentioned this in the past because I've thrown up twice in my entire life. One was a ruptured appendix, and another one I really to this day don't know. I don't know. It was weird. I just walked out of the house and went, bleh. It was weird.
So just to give some context, Dave's talking about, being sick and throwing up, and he's wearing this T-shirt that says Carbivore on it with a dinosaur and a pile of pancakes.
And I said to Gretchen, isn't this a perfect T-shirt for today?
It is a perfect T-shirt.
But I don't, my body doesn't like doing that because I had my arm down my throat to my elbow and I couldn't do it. I don't know. It's, my body's saying, if you're going to die, you're going to die, but I'm not going to help you out on this. I don't know. So I don't know anyway. But if liberals were held to their own standard, that was a segue.
Their heads would
really
explode.
Monumentally bad proportion.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
It is interesting, and we've talked about this, and particularly Congressman Elijah Cummings. This is the guy with, remember the, what did he do in subcommittee that time?
It's a guy's name. I said that's a guy's name.
Elijah.
It's biblical.
Oh, yeah. It's Elijah.
Every time I read it, I need to pray. Anyway, he's, I would say, not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
I'd say that's a fair assessment.
Although with a new crop that came in,
well, that's
some
true.
of the standard dorks have really dropped in the ratings.
He's starting to, rise to the top.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, anyway, so he's one of these people who is like, we need Trump's tax returns. There's something in there. He's hiding something, blah, 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 and it says This is Derek Hunter from Town Hall. He's a proponent of the idea that Donald Trump is either compromised by his past business dealings or could be bought by foreign governments booking rooms at his hotels. The absurdity of a billionaire being bought off by a few $1,000s spent in a hotel is, he says it's a smokescreen to stir up the Democratic base. I think it's just something to say. It's just something to fill white space and dead air, and it's it's just really disingenuous because he had financial problems until he got remarried. And his second wife is the chair of the Maryland Democratic Party, and she also has a couple of side organizations that are doing extremely well.
But isn't that all nonprofit? You don't make any money from
Not
that.
all of them.
No.
And one of them is a nonprofit who has a legal obligation to provide financial records to anyone who requests them. The Center for Global Policy Solutions, however, is refusing to turn over those disclosures. So three conservative organizations, the Daily Caller News Foundation, the Washington Examiner, and the National Legal and Policy Center have all requested those financial disclosures from the Center for Global Policy Solutions, and they are being ignored and or refused.
Good luck on getting them.
Right.
312-642-5600. You can weigh in either on this insanity with Congressman Cummings or on whether or not I will croak before the end of the show. So we could get a pool going.
That's true. But Derek Hunter says, just imagine if she and her husband were held to the standards her husband is applying to President Trump. But then this is the real reason I wanted to read this story, was that Robert Mueller was unable to clear the president of any wrongdoing, which is decidedly not how the justice system works, even though that's how every story is being framed. And he says the former special counsel publicly refused to exonerate the president using that standard. I have no proof. Everyone at CNN is not either a child abuser, a necrophiliac, or both. I've looked, but I can't exonerate them of the allegations because I have yet to find proof they don't do it. While we're at it, I can't find any proof the employees of MSNBC aren't cheating on their spouses. If I were married to any of them, I'd be worried because I can't prove otherwise. And don't even get me started about what I can't prove they don't do to farm animals and small woodland creatures.
It's interesting that they've totally subverted the law. I mean, you can't prove something didn't happen like that. Well, how do you prove that? There's like no footprints. I mean, how do you prove it? You can't prove it. What you do is, and this is like preaching to the choir, but you're being accused of whatever, collusion, right? Sure. Okay, what's the nexus? Show me the link.
Right.
What have you got?
So they investigate, and
right. The CIA has admitted that they have every phone call and email ever in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. Plug it in. Let's find that one. Show it to me.
Exactly. No. So
we don't find anything that says nothing happened. Right. Okay.
Right. And as you said, that's not the way it works.
Well, take SB 1966, for example. So remember that one of the comments, I actually watched the hearing in the House, and one of the comments that really caught my attention was, well, if Disney World can fingerprint people, then so can we. Well, that's great. So let's hold them to their standards. So if it's so easy to do, let's do that for voting. Let's do that for IDs. Let's do that for everybody. Oh, racist. No, it's a right. You can't do that.
No, requiring an ID for voting is that's too difficult.
It's racist.
It's insane. There's just such a double standard all the time.
That is a huge double standard.
The thing that's most insane about it is nobody actually does anything about it. They just keep getting away with this stuff.
Oh, exactly. You need to hold their feet to the fire on it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll do fingerprints for FOID cards if you do voter IDs.
Yeah.
Because guess what? That's not going to be around very long after we get the right people in office.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's like that woman that's been quite a while now, but who I got into this discussion, and she said you have to be willing to compromise. I go, okay, let's talk about compromise. What do you want? Well, you shouldn't have weapons of war. You shouldn't have ARs, right? You shouldn't have that stuff. I go, okay, for the sake of argument, I'll say I agree with you. Now it's a compromise, right? Yeah. And I say, okay, you give up abortion. Well, that's
not
not
the same
right.
thing. That's
right.
not comparable.
Look up compromise. It doesn't say the same subject. It says I want something, you want something. Do we come together?
Yeah, you once said that, the definition of compromise is I give you something you can't take from me.
Exactly.
And you give me something I can't take from you. And I think abortion is a very good example of something we'd like to have back. And,
Yeah, you take a tool from us and in turn you stop killing people. I mean, that's just, that sounds too darn easy. But, apparently it's too difficult.
Well, it's never been a question about compromise, because every time we've ever done that, every time we've ever compromised, they say, this is what we want, this one thing. All we have to do is get this thing, and it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And then they stupidly give in, and they give them this thing, and immediately the next day they're on the next one.
We get burned.
Yeah, immediately.
We always get burned.
Right. It's that we have so many Republicans that are that naive is astounding.
It really is.
Or Foster, we're going to have a debate.
Oh, yeah.
A one-sided lecture is not a debate.
Right.
I'm very proud of having attended that, though.
I am, too.
Yeah.
I think that was great for all of us to have done, and I think we ticked some people off. And,
well, I got two people to move away from it. To me, that's a benchmark.
I think a big thing, and I think most 2A people agree with this. You have to know your enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and we didn't get them to move away, or Dave didn't get them to move away from him by being rude or obnoxious or anything.
No,
Just by asking simple questions and engaging in a normal, civilized conversation.
Right. Simply by making it known that he was a gun person. That he was on the pro-gun side and not the anti-gun side. They were like, "Oh, I don't want to sit by this guy."
Well, and I mean, you know me. I showed up in a suit and tie.
Right. Yeah.
I don't ever get in people's faces, but I ask questions. I go, well, if that's true, then why is this? And then they get angry.
They know the talking points, but they don't know the answers to engage in a conversation about it.
I once told somebody, I have better arguments for gun control than you do.
That's true.
And he goes,
I'm not going to give them to you.
He goes, well, yeah. He goes, what are they? And I go, well, that's your problem. That's not my problem. But yeah.
I'm not going to supply you. Speaking of people being offended, I was looking through some shirts that some T-shirts the other day, and I was like, there's certain shirts that I have that I feel like I can't wear anywhere, and unless I'm like really amongst friends. So I think we should all wear like our most offensive T-shirt next week.
Let's pick up on that subject when we return.
Okay.
That subject and Rolling Thunder. All that and more when we return with more on Target Radio after these brief messages. And you are listening to AM 560, The Answer.
It's time we had an uncomfortable conversation. A conversation about race, about crime, about politics, about all the things that divide us so that we can find the things that might unite us. That's what AM 560's own Joe Walsh and Maze Jackson from WVON 1690 AM will do each week on their podcast, Uncomfortable Conversations. Check it out at 560theanswer.com every Thursday and catch Maze with Joe Thursday evening at 6:30 right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Fox News, I'm Mike Piazza. Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner on CBS's Face the Nation with reaction to Friday's Virginia Beach shooting.
The basic underlying fact is this just doesn't happen in other nations at this rate. And I think we all ought to, in a sense, put some of our politics aside and sort through how we can find some common action to prevent some of these actions in the future.
2020 presidential hopeful New York's Kirsten Gillibrand, addressing a Fox-sponsored town hall today, took aim at non-responsive Congress.
So it's not about one gun death, Chris, because if it was, we would have done this long ago. We would have done something after the Sandy Hook shooting. We would have done something after the hundreds of gun deaths we've seen under President Trump and over the last decade.
Gillibrand's comments coming on the heels of a mass shooting in Virginia Beach, Virginia, that claimed 12 lives. This is Fox News.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Gecometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Imagine what it's like to be the spouse of a first responder, a police officer, firefighter, or paramedic. Every day you send your loved one out into the world not knowing if he or she will come home safely. And if they don't come home safely, how would you support your family?
Well, that's the mission of the 100 Clubs of Chicago, Lake, McHenry, DuPage, and Will counties, to provide for the families of fallen first responders. And we're proud to partner with the 100 Clubs this year at our annual golf outing coming up on Monday, June 24th at the Mistwood Golf Club in Romeoville, presented by Clear Financial Strategies.
And today you can purchase a foursome and help promote your business. Just call 312-363-6680 to purchase a foursome for just $1,196.
Portion of the proceeds goes to the 100 Clubs as they support the families of fallen first responders. And you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Friday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m.
Call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680 or go to 560theanswer.com/golf. Hi, it's Amy Jacobson. Have you heard about Online Trading Academy? They're the leader in trading and investment education. They have courses throughout Chicagoland, including East Peoria, Valparaiso, and Lombard. I know because I took one of their classes. I learned so much about the markets and trading and shorting the markets. Don't let someone else make money off your investments. Take control of your financial future. Call Online Trading Academy now at 844-778-7132. That's 844-778-7132. Again, I was so impressed with Online Trading Academy, and I signed up for my own free class, and you can too. You know, market volatility is real, folks. And imagine if you knew when to get out of the market before it falls so you could protect your life savings. Sign up for your free class now at 844-778-7132 or online at otaclass.com. That's otaclass.com.
Now return to On Target on AM 560. The Answer. If you have a question or opinion, the studio line is 312-642-5600. Now, here's your host, firearm expert and educator, David Lombardo.
So Operation Rolling Thunder, this is like, near and dear to my heart.
Es muy macho.
Es muy macho. This is took place, actually it was 1965 to 1968.
He says it all the time.
Yeah, es muy macho. Es muy macho. Operation Rolling Thunder in the military was Vietnam. It was the first concerted, real offensive attack on North Vietnam, and literally they just like fill the sky with airplanes and go over and bomb the snot out of North Vietnam, and they'll go home to the Oak Club and drink. And that went on for 3 years. I mean, it was
wow.
Oh yeah, it was a big deal. It's your tax dollars at work. So what you got, there's a group of motorcycle riders that are military guys, and they have this thing called Operation Rolling Thunder, and they're not happy.
Yes. So they had to this year. Well, I shouldn't say had to. This year they normally do. Is it 4th of July or Memorial Day? It's probably Memorial Day.
I thought it was Memorial Day.
Okay, so they normally do a big ride into Washington, D.C., through Washington, D.C., and this year there were some logistical problems. The permits were costing too much money.
They're giving them a hard time.
Yeah, basically, the group said that they cited cost of the ride, problems with the Pentagon in organizing the logistics, and the advancing age of the members. So that they actually didn't do the ride this year, but now Artie Muller is one of the co-founders, and he's saying that if Nancy Pelosi tries to impeach Trump, that they are going to ride into Washington.
They are going to bomb Washington.
Like,
that's a joke. That wasn't.
Who would like to read the quote?
George will beat me if I do it.
Which quote?
Okay.
See,
fine,
look
I'll
at
do it.
me. See, he's
There's
nodding
a
his
couple
head.
quotes
ready.
over
He's
there.
nodding his head.
Yeah, so Artie Muller stated, I would like to see Nancy Pelosi and her hypocrites work on the POW issue instead of BSing and aggravating the President of the United States, who's doing a fantastic job.
Thank you. Well done.
It calls her an arrogant little bee.
That's the one I like, the arrogant little bee.
Yeah, little bee.
That fits her very well.
Can we say the word with an extra A in it, George?
Biatch. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, well, let's.
That's
right?
what I was going
Yeah,
for.
We're good.
I was hoping.
You can say bitch.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, game changer.
Just don't go calling people that, because that's against our policy.
I never remember whatever that word was years ago that I just innocently said something and I got whacked, and I go, George, I can say that, and he goes, not
on Salem.
Not on Salem. No. Yes. Well, what are you going to do? There is a sort of a logistics problem that, when you get as many as 1 million motorcycle riders, that's
Right, so they were using certain federal parking lots for staging, and they were having trouble getting the permits for that this year, and working out the logistics, and the permits were starting to, get really expensive, and their membership is not what it used to be because the group is getting older and the younger vets are not joining as much. So I actually tried to reach out to some Rolling Thunder groups, some local Rolling Thunder groups for my Freedom Ride last year, and they're very loosely organized. They don't really have real strong, a lot of meetings and a real strong organizational structure and stuff. So reaching out to them is difficult.
Well, they're basically, I would assume that the vast majority, if not all of them, are ex-Vietnam guys. So it's hard to get them together because they're usually reloading in the basement.
I was thinking it was basically a drinking club, but
and there
potato.
There is that, but it's back in those days, which how many people in this room were around in those days? Got pretty small audience there. There was widespread paranoia. I mean, quite literally widespread paranoia on both sides. So Vietnam guys were really distrustful of the government because it was all the problems they had. They were spit at when we came home and all that kind of stuff. And the big counterculture movement, called them baby killers and all. It was very, very tense time. Very tense. I mean, they had a killing at Kent State with a guard, the National Guard. I mean, there were all kinds of problems going on back then. But anyway, so yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. I hadn't even heard of these guys until recently. I didn't know they existed.
Rolling Thunder?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You didn't know anything about Rolling Thunder? Even I knew about Rolling Thunder.
No, I didn't know about Rolling Thunder. I knew about motorcycle.
You're the motorcycle guy.
Well, I knew about a motorcycle club in Joliet, which I won't mention on the air, their name, but
sure.
Yeah. They were at a Republican fundraiser.
I think we should start a Christian Republican motorcycle club.
That's an idea. But I can't get you to ride a motorcycle.
I'll ride on the back.
Well, that's true.
I don't want one though.
But I can picture you with leathers and chaps. Leather chaps? I
don't
picture
want
you in
a
chaps.
motorcycle.
Oh, can you picture her with leather chaps? I just okay, fine.
Wow, the show just took a turn.
We'll roll our thunder in a different direction. How's that? But in any event, they say that we are not going away. So I guess they're just going to do something different. Anyway, when we return, we're going to talk about Peter Strzok. What a jerk. All that and more when On Target Radio returns. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
If your business depends on a Sprinter or light-duty diesel, you can't afford to have just anyone care for your major investment in important equipment. From a single vehicle to an entire fleet, depend on the experts at Remke's Garage to fix your Sprinter, Duramax, Cummins, or Power Stroke vehicle. Only go to the experts at Remke's Garage. Remke's doesn't just fix problems, they find solutions. Remke's goal is making sure you never lose a dollar of business. That's why owner Joe Remke will customize a maintenance plan specific to your unique vehicle. Remke's Garage specializes in Sprinter and light-duty diesel vehicles. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty on all parts. They'll pick up, deliver, and offer you a loaner vehicle for free. Go to remkesgarage.com to schedule your free maintenance plan consultation. That's REMKES Garage.com. That's Remke's, spelled REMKES Garage.com. It's time to stand with Israel. Consider the lifelong impact of joining nationally syndicated media host Dennis Prager and Mike Gallagher, along with AM 560 The Answer, on the Stand with Israel tour, this December 2nd through 11th. More than a vacation, this journey will guide you through centuries of faith and culture as you visit iconic places right out of Scripture. Along the way, your host will broadcast on-site while you watch and participate. Together with like-minded travelers, you'll see over 40 iconic sites during the 10-day tour, where you can pray at the Western Wall in Old City, Jerusalem, float in the Dead Sea, and take a boat out onto the waters of the Sea of Galilee. Have you ever wanted to walk inside the Garden Tomb? Register today for the Stand with Israel tour this December 2nd through 11th. Just visit 560theanswer.com, keyword Israel. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword Israel.
Now return to On Target on AM 560. The Answer. If you have a question or opinion, the studio line is 312-642-5600. Now, here's your host, firearm expert and educator, David Lombardo.
It's time now for your moment of AOC Zen.
The cool thing about being a socialist is you don't need common sense. You just need a lot of hubris and a bunch of stupid feel-good ideas. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has more than her share of both. AOC's most recent tour de farce is housing is a human right. Don't bother picking up your copy of the Constitution, it's not in it. Recently, AOC said, we have to make sure that housing is being legislated as a human right. What does that mean? What it means is that our access and our ability and our guarantee to have a home comes from before someone's, listen to this carefully, before someone else's privilege to earn a profit. So in AOC's perfect world, working hard and making a profit in your business is a privilege. Now that's interesting on a number of levels, but particularly interesting given profit is the difference between the amount earned and the amount spent producing it. You can't give money to anything if you don't have a profit to take it from. Apparently, AOC missed that small business point in high school. She went on to enlighten us. I want to make sure that we connect some dots because when we introduced the Green New Deal, we were saying, what is a girl from the Bronx doing and talking about environmentalism that doesn't make any sense, right? Wrong. Because one of the big things that we talked about was that we need to clean our buildings. When we talk about our right to a clean home, when we talk about retrofitting buildings, what we're talking about is cleaning our air and cleaning our water, because when we talk about what housing as a right means, it doesn't mean that you have a right to 4 crumbling walls and a dirty floor. I don't think she'll be one of the great speakers in Congress. I don't think so. On another note, the commencement speaker at Morehouse College announced that he would pay off the student debt of the entire 2019 graduating class. AOC commented, "Every Morehouse class of 2019 student is getting their student debt load paid off by their commencement speaker." I missed that one. I should have been there. This could be the start of what's known in econ, by the way, quick pause. Obviously, anyone who uses the term econ rather than economics is obviously brilliant. Anyway, she said it was a natural experiment. Follow these students and compare their life choices with their peers over the next 10 to 15 years. Now, somebody who actually did understand econ figured out that the tab roughly comes to $40 million to be paid by one Robert F. Smith, billionaire. One student tweeted, "This amazing act of kindness brought to you by a billionaire and the capitalist system that made his billions possible. That's how it's supposed to work. Personal and or private charity. It's not the government's job to pay off debt for college students." People can give things to each other voluntarily. Who knew? Yay for capitalism. Yes, that's our congressperson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not ours, luckily.
Fortunately, not ours.
Yeah, no kidding.
T-shirts. We're going to really do this? We're going to be offensive?
I think we should. I think we should all, it's our listeners, our friendly group, our watchers. I think that, people should, I think people will get a kick out of our most offensive T-shirts, and then I think we want to see your most offensive T-shirt. We want people to send us pictures on Facebook. We'll do a post, and they can comment on our post with their most offensive T-shirt pictures.
At some level, doesn't that scare you a little bit?
I think it's going to be kind of neat.
It's going to be really cool because there's different kinds of offensive. So.
What do you think about doing a prize or something for the most offensive T-shirt?
How about an inoffensive T-shirt as the prize?
No, that would be stupid and pointless.
How about? Okay, I got it. It'll be a T-shirt with George in a Speedo.
That's pretty offensive.
Oh yeah.
Well, we were thinking about something else offensive, like a magazine maybe or a Tumblr.
Yeah, we could do a magazine, or I have a On Target Radio Tumblr. It has the American flag on one side and the On Target Radio logo on the other side.
Like a stainless steel travel cup.
The Tumblr would probably be better because not everybody is a gun owner.
That's true.
I mean, I think we have 2 people who listen to us who aren't gun owners. So.
Yeah.
Well, my mom's a gun owner, but she doesn't have a rifle.
Maybe they can choose between, or let's just do the Tumblr this time, I think.
Yeah, we did
change it up.
We did the
thing.
magazine before,
Yeah.
But so get ready next week to send us on Facebook. So you got to like our Facebook page, and then
On Target Radio.
And like I said, we'll do a post and call for your offensive T-shirt photos, and then do photo comments on our post, and then we'll see which we'll all vote and we'll see which one we like.
Can we win? If we do the T-shirt I
only
suggested?
if the listeners are really lame and they don't send us anything good.
Yeah, so you have to wait for our post asking for your offensive T-shirt pictures, and then you have to send, and you have to be wearing it too, I think, because you can't just go find one on the internet and post it.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
it has
yeah,
to, you have to own the T-shirt.
It has to be personal.
Yeah, you have to own that T-shirt.
So if you don't have one, you have a week to get on Amazon or Etsy or whatever it is.
That's right.
And go get one.
Or you could even make one.
You could just use a permanent marker.
It could
I don't care.
Yeah, it could be homemade. That's fine.
Sure.
Pretty much every T-shirt George has ever worn is offensive. I mean, he qualifies right out of the box. Yeah.
Different brands of
yeah,
offensive.
exactly.
Yeah. George explores all of the different brands of offensive.
He's an equal opportunity offender.
Yes.
Indeed, he is. Well, let's see. We're going to take a break again, and we're going to talk about Peter. Well, we're going to do. You got action items, right?
I do.
So we'll do that, and maybe we'll have time to talk about disgraced FBI agent Peter Strzok.
Yeah, we have 30 seconds, don't we?
There's
really
sneak that
only
puppy in. I
really
got
only
18 seconds.
Sentence. Strzok was in a unique and apparently conflicted position. He opened the FBI investigation into Russian outreach to Trump campaign aides, while at the same time he was supposed to be warning the Trump campaign about Russian activities.
And that's it. We'll be back with more on Target Radio, and you're listening to AM 560 The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Balance of Nature's fruit and veggie capsules contain 100% fine-ripened fruits and vegetables, tested pure with no pesticides, fillers, or additives of any kind, and are the most effective whole food supplements on the market today. You might ask, how can over 10 servings of 31 different fruits and vegetables fit into 6 vegetarian capsules? Fruits and vegetables are on an average 85% water. Balance of Nature uses cold vacuum technology to remove the water, leaving only the whole food. We don't use any heat, air, or light drying methods that damage nutrients. Our cold vacuum technology maintains 99% of the fresh fruits and vegetables' original nutritional value. Along with diet and exercise, Mother Nature provides fruits and vegetables to help us maintain good health.
To order, go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751 and use discount code CHICAGO.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
From the Illinois State Rifle Association. In Wednesday's House session, SB 1966, Kathleen Willis's Fix the Floyd bill, passed on a floor vote and went back to the Senate for concurrence on the 3 amendments. There was a Senate judiciary hearing Thursday, but the bill was not called. The amendments were held in committee. Friday, there was a Senate judiciary hearing at which SB 1966 was not considered. The bill will remain held in this committee, and the spring legislative session will end without passage of this bill in the Illinois Senate. Yes.
There you go.
Dodged a bullet. Thank you for your efforts during this legislative session. Your support was vital in halting this dangerous legislation. Your ISRA lobbying team was there fighting for you, and you did your part in supporting your Second Amendment rights and the rights of your fellow Illinois gun owners. The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman. Saturday, June 15th, NRA Range Safety Officer, taught by David. Saturday and Sunday, June 22nd and 23rd, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida and Arizona. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
You know, going through this debacle that we went through with the legislature in the past week or so, pointed out something to me that I guess has always been obvious, but it really hit home. People have no tolerance whatsoever. Zero. So, you know, they go online and if the ISRA or the NRA or, you know, Gun Save Lives or whatever, if they don't come out immediately with what they think they should come out with, all of a sudden, well, I'm not going to give them any more money. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And I just want to choke them to death. I really do. It makes me so angry. So I got on and I specifically said, I'm not speaking for any organization. I'm not speaking for the ISRA or anything. This is me, but here's an observation. And basically what I said is, all the people on the board of the ISRA, all the people in Gun Saves Lives, all the people in the NRA, they're shooters. Most of them lifelong shooters. They take this stuff seriously. Do you honestly think that something like this stuff goes on and everyone's just sort of sitting there waiting to see what's going to happen? The machine is rolling, and they're doing the best that they can do to get the best deal they can get. And these people just, while it's going on, they're going, well, tell me what it is. What are you going to do? I don't think they'll come out and make a statement. Well, no, they're not, because there is a strategy behind doing stuff. And they just need to throttle back a little bit, you know? I'm not going to do that.
What did the ISRA send out an email that said, just remember, loose lips sink ships?
I said, that was me.
And that was, and that's so true, because sometimes you don't want to give away what you're going to do.
Exactly.
So it may not seem like they're doing anything, but you know what? If they didn't do anything, SB 1966 wouldn't be tabled until the fall.
You bet. And it really does irritate me, because most of the people who do the work spend a good chunk of their life away from home to do it. And it just gets old when these people draw these lines in the sand. If you don't do this, I'm not giving you my money. Well, you know what? Take your money and shove it. And I probably will get thrown off the board now. But I just, it's very irritating. It really is. I have to know now. I have to know. You have to tell me. You got to tell me. I got to know what it is. Got to know what it is. Go kiss my butt. Anyway, we'd like to thank you, except for those people of you who do that, for listening to On Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board. Learn how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you'd imagine. Call 815-741-3474 for details.
And be sure to listen next week when we'll be covering more red meat, and I'll be ranting more about people who are undoubtedly going to send me email now and telling me how horrifying a human being I am because I'm intolerant. But it's true. But we will cover more red meat issues that affect your life.
And offensive T-shirts.
And offensive T-shirts, yes.
As a parent, you want what's best for your children. That means sending them to a school where they'll get the superior education they deserve, and that also shares your values. That can be tricky these days, as public schools have changed and private schools can be expensive. Your household budget has already been cut to the bone, and it's hard to imagine where you'll